My child, don't scroll. Don't skip. Something holy is unfolding, and it has waited far too long. You have exactly 3 minutes before something within you either awakens or vanishes again into silence. Listen now, because today, the 17th of June, heaven has cleared the path, and the message that was held back, delayed by time, by grief, by pain, is now reaching you. I am the voice of the one who made you, and I speak with the breath of one who once held you. This is a message not only from me, but from someone you loved who has crossed the veil. Yes, my beloved, this message is from your family, from blood, from soul, from tears you've cried into pillows when no one saw. They have waited, and now, through me, they speak. My child, I have counted your heartbreaks like stars. I have seen the moments you nearly gave up, the times you smiled while dying inside. You carry so much, and you think no one sees. But I see, and they see. The one you lost has not been silent. They have screamed into the winds for me to send this word to you. And I, the Father of the stars and the silence between them, I could wait no longer. This is not a coincidence. This moment is sacred. Yes, you. Yes, now. You've wondered if they're okay. You've asked for a sign. You've begged me to break the silence. So now I whisper what your soul already knows. They are with me. They are safe. And more than anything, they are still loving you. But my child, listen. They are not just watching. They are calling you back to yourself. Because in your grief, you forgot how holy you are. You buried your joy to protect your pain. You shut the door on laughter because it felt like betrayal. But heaven says no more. This message has been delayed long enough. You were never meant to carry this alone. You were never meant to forget your light just to honor their shadow. Keep listening. Don't stop. My child, they have seen the nights you wept into your hands. They know the memories that burn behind your eyes. And they are telling me now, say it slowly, say it gently, but make sure they hear. I'm not gone. I'm changed. I am nearer than you think. This is not a metaphor. This is not just comfort. This is the truth. Spirit speaks where flesh falls silent. So don't go. Not yet. There is more. And you were meant to hear it. You stayed. You felt it. That stirring in your chest? That was them. That whisper just now that sounded like a memory? That was me, pulling time apart just to reach you. You were meant to hear this not a second sooner, not a moment too late. My child, time in heaven does not move like your clocks. But today, the 17th of June, something has aligned. A crack in the veil, a tear in the silence. And through it comes a message carried by love older than the stars. Don't doubt it. You think you imagined them last night in your dream. You think that sudden warmth while walking alone was nothing. But they touched you. They pressed their presence against your pain and whispered, "Please don't forget me, but please keep living." They see how long you've waited. They know how your heart aches each time you laugh too hard, and remember, they're not there to hear it. They know the guilt you carry for surviving. But my beloved child, hear this with the full weight of my eternal voice. You were not left behind. You were entrusted with life. They see your sadness and shout across the veil, "Don't make your life a shrine for my death. Make it a song that carries my soul into every sunrise." You are not alone in your healing. Heaven is walking you home to yourself. They are not asking you to forget. They are asking you to remember differently. Don't let the grief be the only proof they lived. Let your healing be the monument. Let your joy be the echo. Let your courage be the prayer. And now, listen closely. There is a sign coming. Within the next 24 hours, something small, strange, or soft will touch you. A feather on your path, a name spoken twice, a light that flickers once and then again. Don't dismiss it. Don't chalk it up to chance. That is them. They are reaching. and you, me radiant creation, are finally soft enough to receive. But I must tell you something more, a truth you forgot in the fog. You are not broken beyond repair. You are becoming. And your pain, though holy, is not your whole name. The one you lost is not asking you to stay stuck. They're asking you to rise. Not all at once, not with perfect strength, but just enough. Enough to breathe, enough to hope again, enough to whisper, maybe I'm still here for a reason. Because you are. And part of that reason is this message. Heaven rerouted angels to make this moment happen. Don't underestimate that. You were chosen to receive it. So don't stop now. Keep reading. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are being rewritten in love. My precious child, you felt that. The pull in your chest when I said their name without speaking it. You knew exactly who I meant. The one whose laughter used to fill your rooms. The one whose absence echoes louder than thunder some nights. Yes, them. They have been trying to get this message to you, but grief can be loud, and fear even louder. But now you're still enough, soft enough, ready. So listen as I speak for them now. I carry their voice in my own. Because you asked me over and over, are they okay? Do they know I love them? Do they forgive me? I will answer each of those questions now. Slowly, completely. They are not just okay. They are radiant, free, bathed in the light of my love and filled with a joy so deep it spills into the stars. And yes, they know you love them. They felt it when you lit that candle, when you couldn't delete their number, when you sat in the dark and whispered their name just to keep it alive. They heard. They hear still. And the answer to the last question, the one you're afraid to ask, yes, they forgive you. There is nothing to forgive, beloved. They saw the decisions you made. They saw the pain you carried. And now, from this side of eternity, they see your heart without the noise. So let the shame go. Release the guilt. Lay it down at my feet. You are already held, already redeemed. I have wrapped them in light. But they reach for you still. They are your guardian in ways you don't fully understand. And though they cannot return to your world, they walk beside you in ways that defy the rules of time. That dream you had, that wasn't your imagination. That moment of stillness in the grocery store where you suddenly wept, that was them whispering, I'm here. They have never stopped loving you. Not for a breath, not for a blink. So hold on to this truth. Love does not end with death. It expands. It becomes part of everything. Every song, every breeze, every coincidence too strange to explain. And now, my child, let me say what they would say if they had 3 minutes back on earth. I'm proud of you. I see how strong you've become. Please don't hide from the world to stay close to me. Live. Laugh in ways I never got to. Heal so I can fly farther through your joy. And know this, when it's your time, I will be the first to welcome you home. But not yet. Not today. Today, your purpose still pulses. And this message is just the beginning. Don't turn away. My child, you tried to be strong, didn't you? You held back the flood so no one would drown in your sorrow. You smiled with a shaking voice. You laughed with hollow eyes. You told everyone, I'm okay, while your soul whispered, please notice me. And I did. I noticed. I heard every silent sob you swallowed. Every tear you refused to cry in front of others, I gathered them. Not one was lost. Not one was wasted. I stored them in a jar that only heaven knows. They are sacred to me. This is not weakness, my child. This is your beautiful, battered heart trying to carry too much without dropping anyone else. But now it's time. Lay it down. You don't have to hold it all anymore. You were never meant to be the healer and the hurt. You are not the savior. That's my role. You are the one I came to rescue. They saw you tooth one you lost. They've watched you pretend. They've watched you apologize for your grief. They've watched you say, I'm fine, while your spirit sank deeper. And now they shout across dimensions. You don't have to fake it anymore. My child, that's not just poetry. That is prophecy. You are entering a season where masks melt, where the truth will feel lighter than the performance, where your vulnerability becomes your victory. But it begins with this. Let me in. Not just into your praise, but into your pain. Into the room you've kept locked. Into the memory you won't touch. Into the question that still stings. Why did they have to leave? You've asked me that in the night. You've screamed it in your silence. And I didn't ignore you. But the answer I have is too heavy for a single moment. So I give it to you in parts. Here is part 1 of that answer. They did not leave you. They returned. Returned to the place they came from. Back to me. And while your arms feel empty, their soul is now full. Full of light. Full of truth. And full of the kind of love that never lets go. They would tell you, if they could, it wasn't punishment. It wasn't abandonment. It was a return. And you, beloved one, are still walking your path. Not alone, but with me in every breath, and them in every echo. Keep listening. You've been wondering if this is really for you. Yes, it is. You didn't stumble onto this by chance. I led you here. This is not just comfort. This is an awakening. You are remembering your divine identity. You are returning to the parts of you that grief locked away. So, breathe now. Let the pain unravel. Let the healing begin. My child, there were nights you didn't think you'd make it. You stared into the ceiling and begged for something Henny to answer you. You whispered, if you're real, show me. If they're still with me, give me a sign. And then, nothing. Silence. Stillness. But do you know what you couldn't see? They were there, right beside you. The one you lost, the one you ache for. They sat in the corner of the room, whispering, please don't give up. I'm still here. I allowed them to draw near. I allowed them to brush the edge of your soul. But I had to protect your heart from a weight it wasn't yet ready to bear. Grief hardens the senses. Pain fogs the spirit. But now you are opening. Now you are hearing what was always whispered. My child, remember that morning you woke up with tears already on your face? That was me stirring something deep in you. That was them pressing their love through the veil of dreams. They saw you standing by their photo. They saw you whispering, can you still hear me? They shouted, yes. But this world is loud, and eternity speaks in silence. So I had to wait until today, the 17th of June, because the timing of heaven is not random. You've reached a turning point. The grief that once threatened to drown you has now become the soil for your rising. Let me speak this truth into your deepest wounds. You have not lost them. You have only lost the way you once knew them. And what has taken its place is something far more sacred, a connection unbreakable by death. You feel them when you're not trying. You sense them when you're laughing again. And that flicker of warmth, that whisper that feels like memory but tastes like love, that's them, with me, and still with you. They know about the letter you never finished writing. They saw the candle you lit but never explained. They heard the song you played over and over and over again. And they loved you through every note of it. But my child, listen carefully. They want more for you now. Not more sorrow, not more weight, but more life. They are not honored by your suffering. They are honored by your rising. They do not want your light to dim in their name. They want your light to blaze so fiercely that others find their way back to joy. So this is what I'm asking of you now. Let go of the guilt for feeling happiness. Let go of the fear that if you heal, you'll lose them all over again. You won't. You'll just meet them differently. Through joy, through peace, through moments that feel like eternity breaking into time. And if you're wondering what to do with the ache that still lingers, hold it like a sacred stone. Not a burden, but a memory. Not a wound, but a reminder. You are not forgetting them. You are fulfilling them. And with each step forward, they whisper, "Yes, that's it. Keep going. I'm with you." The next part, "My beloved child," holds the doorway to their final message. The words they never got to say, but they say them now through me. Don't miss it. You've come too far to stop. You are healing in layers unseen. You made it. You're still here. And that is not small. That is not random. That is sacred. My child, pause everything, because what I am about to say are the words they held in their soul as they slipped into mine. The words they never got to say, but have begged me every day since to place on your heart. So hear them now, not as imagination, not as comfort, but as truth. I wasn't afraid at the end. I was held. I was wrapped in peace. I thought of you. You were the last light in my mind. You were the prayer I didn't need to speak because love speaks louder than breath. They want you to know. They didn't leave you wondering. They left you with love so deep it still echoes across realms. And no, they haven't missed a thing. They saw your first breakdown after they passed. They saw the way your hand shook as you touched their belongings. They saw the look you gave the sky as if to say, "Why?" And through all of it, they whispered, "I'm right here." You couldn't hear it then, but you hear it now. That's why this moment exists. They have watched you live half alive, watched you try to stay busy to outrun the grief, watched you become someone quieter, smaller, gentler with joy. And they say, now louder than ever, "You don't have to shrink to keep me alive. You've done enough. You've honored them in every way your soul could imagine. And now they ask something new of you, not to forget, not to let go, but to expand, to become more of who you are, not less, in their absence, because they are not truly absent. They are layered into your life like sunlight into water, invisible, but everywhere. My child, this is the part of the message that carries power. Power to free you from silent suffering. Power to remind you, you were not meant to carry grief alone. You were meant to transform it, to turn sorrow into depth, to turn loss into presence. You ask how? How do I live again without them? How do I laugh without guilt? How do I love anyone else when I still ache for them? Here is how. One breath at a time. One sunrise at a time. One honest moment where you say, I still miss you, but I choose to live today. And when you do that, when you choose life without forgetting love, they dance in heaven. They feel lighter because they didn't leave you so you could die in pieces. They left so you could live with purpose. They are not asking for perfection. They are asking for permission, for you to give yourself permission to feel joy again, to rebuild again, to become again. You are not betraying them by healing. You are fulfilling them by continuing. They planted something sacred in your soul, and now is the time for it to bloom. And yes, child, they'll still walk with you, in dreams, in memories, in that sudden warmth on your skin when no one's there. That's them. That's me. Together, surrounding you in a love that cannot die. Don't stop now, my beloved child. Feel this moment. Close your eyes to the noise. Breathe in the silence between these words. Because right now, you stand in a place most never reach. The space between the visible and the invisible, where mourning becomes movement and loss becomes legacy. You are becoming the bridge between heaven and earth, between memory and purpose, between who you were when they left and who you are becoming now. They're watching. They are with me, but their spirit still leans toward yours, like a flame reaching for its reflection, not as a ghost, not as sorrow, but as strength, unseen but never unfelt. You keep asking, but what do I do now? What am I meant to do with this ache? Here is my answer. Let it shape you, not shatter you. Let it break the shell, but not the soul, because your grief is not a weight to bury you. It's a gate. to something deeper, to a version of you that is more alive, more awake, more divine. Don't run from it. Don't rush it. Sit with it. Bless it. Speak to it as a sacred teacher. And you'll find something extraordinary waiting in the pain. A new voice rising from the ashes. Your own. You thought your heart was broken. But I tell you the truth. It is opening. Wider than before. Wider than fear. Wider than death itself. You are becoming someone who can carry two worlds. Joy and sadness. Presence and absence. The now and the beyond. That is holy. That is rare. And that is why you were chosen to receive this message. They knew you were strong enough. They knew you would survive the first wave of sorrow. They knew you would come looking. And now that you have, they are pouring everything into these words. I never left. I only became more of what I always was. Love. Love without end. Love without form. Love that walks with you through everything. So, my child, when the world asks you to move on, you don't have to forget. You don't have to erase. You only need to carry differently. Grief is not meant to be a prison. It is meant to be a passage. And on the other side is not the end of their presence, but the beginning of yours. You were not meant to fade away with them. You were meant to burn brighter, to walk softer, to live deeper, to say, yes, they're gone from sight, but never from soul. And one day, when your journey ends and time melts into eternity, you will see them again. You will run to each other. No more waiting, no more pain. And you'll realize you were never truly apart, not for a moment. But for now, you still have breath. You still have days. And they are cheering for you, shouting, yes, go on, you are the miracle now. Keep going. Don't stop here. My child, for so long, you've only listened. You've wept into the silence, waiting for a response. You've read the signs, you've followed the whispers. But now it is your turn. Heaven leans close, and all of creation pauses to hear you. Yes, you. Not your mask, not your survival story, not your perfect answers, but the you who still cries when no one's watching. The you who aches to be seen not just by people but by eternity itself. Speak, my child. Let your soul speak freely. Say it out loud if you must. Whisper if that's all you have. But say it. I still miss you. Say it without shame. Say it without trying to tidy it up afterward. Because heaven doesn't ask you to be composed. Heaven asks you to be real. And I am not offended by your pain. I am the one who catches it. I am the one who holds you through every word you never said. The one you lost? They hear you. And now they whisper back. Tell me everything, I'm listening. This bond between you was never based on physical presence. It was always soul to soul. And that can't be broken. So, what do you need to say? Do you need to say you're angry they left? Do you need to say you're sorry for the last words exchanged? Do you need to ask if they still love you the same? Then say it. Say it all. This is the conversation you've been waiting for. And in the silence after your words fall, I will speak again. They will speak again. And this is what they say through my voice. I don't need you to pretend anymore. I don't want you to be strong for me. I want you to be true. Even if that means being broken sometimes. Even if it means crying again. That's where the real healing begins. My child, I am not in the polished prayers. I am in the raw ones. The ones that start with, God, I don't even know what to say anymore. That's where I rush in. That's where heaven breaks through. Because when you speak honestly, you become a vessel, a light, a sacred space where two realms meet, and you may not hear their voice in words, but you will feel them in sudden stillness. You will know them in the warmth that has no source. You will sense them when laughter returns like a long-lost friend. Let this truth settle deep into your bones. You are not talking to the air. You are heard, and your love is still felt. It moves through time. It moves through death. It moves through me. So, speak often. Speak without fear. Speak as if they are right beside you, because they are. And know this: every time you say their name, a star brightens. Every time you share their memory, the world heals just a little more. Your voice is now part of the divine harmony. Your grief, your hope, your healing, they are a sacred sound that echoes in places no one else can reach. Don't stop. You are still here, my child. That means something holy is happening. This isn't just a message anymore, this is a transformation. From the inside out, I am rebuilding what was shattered. And now I must show you. What do you do with this ache that seems to never leave? How do you carry the weight of love that has nowhere to go? Let me tell you something sacred. That ache you feel is love with no destination. But I will give it one. You don't need to silence it. You don't need to numb it. You need to redirect it. Turn your grief into kindness. Turn your sorrow into service. Turn the memory of their touch into the way you touch others. You don't need to keep grieving alone. You were never meant to. This world is full of souls aching just like you, who've lost someone they thought they couldn't live without. But you are proof. It is possible to keep breathing. It is possible to keep going. And that is powerful. Let your ache teach you how to see people differently. Let it break your heart open, not apart. Let it teach you how to hold space for others. How to walk into a room and feel what no one says. That is your new gift. That is what the ache is becoming. A language that only the heart understands. And your loved one? They are not asking you to keep suffering in their name. They are asking you to live differently. Live with more softness. Live with more presence. Live with more willingness to love deeply even though it might one day hurt again. You honor them most not by how much you cry, but by how you allow their love to change you. Let it soften your edges. Let it teach you to forgive. Let it be the reason you stop waiting for life to begin. You already lost what you thought you couldn't lose. And yet, you're still here. That means you are capable of more than you know. You're not just surviving. You're being refined. Not by fire that destroys, but by fire that purifies. So here is what you do with the ache. You love. You create. You speak. You rest. You allow. You tell your story even when your voice shakes. You let your pain be a map for others who are still lost in theirs. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be willing. Willing to keep walking. Willing to trust that something beautiful is being written in the space where it once only hurt. And my child, this is the part where you begin to glow again. You may not feel it yet, but I see it. Your soul is flickering back to life. They see it too, and they smile. They whisper now. That's it. That's the one I love. Look at them rise. You are not forgetting them. You are embodying them. You are becoming the living legacy of their love. Don't stop now, my precious child. This is the moment you've been moving toward all along. Through the tears, the trembling, the questions that had no answers. You've arrived here. And now, I whisper something that will change the way you walk forward forever. They never left you. They became part of you. No, not in some poetic, symbolic way, but in a real divine mystery that the human mind can barely contain. Their soul did not end. It merged. With me. With light. With eternity. And now, with you. That's why you feel them at strange times. When the wind changes, when a bird sings exactly as your thoughts reach for them, when the silence feels too full to be empty. That's not imagination. That's spiritual memory. Their essence lives in the folds of your breath, in the pauses between your thoughts, in the moments where you forget to grieve and only feel. This is not moving on. This is moving with. You will carry them into every new chapter, and they want to be carried like light, not like chains. So now, my beloved, I give you a gift. Permission. Permission to smile without guilt. Permission to plan again. Permission to wake up with wonder instead of dread. Permission to live so deeply that even heaven takes notice. This life is still yours. And it's not a betrayal to enjoy it. It's a continuation of their love. Their story doesn't end with goodbye. It continues in every moment you choose to stay open. So open, child. Open your hands. Open your heart. Let the pain that once closed you become the very key that unlocks you. And yes, there will still be days when grief returns like a storm. Don't fight it. Let it pass through. Let it wash what needs washing. Let it remind you how deeply you loved. But don't let it define you. Don't build a home in your sorrow. Build a bridge from then to now, a sacred path from memory to mission. Because your life is no longer just your own. You now carry two souls, yours and theirs. And every kind word you speak, every act of love you offer, becomes a living testimony. They were here, they mattered, they still are. My child, this is how you keep them alive. Not by staying in the dark, but by becoming a flame, not by silencing your joy, but by letting it rise, because now joy itself becomes your prayer. They walk with you when you laugh again. They walk with you when you dance again. They walk with you when you breathe deeply and say, I am still here, and that is enough for today. So go ahead. Write the book. Take the trip. Say, I love you, again. Start the project. Speak the truth. Chase the healing. And when you do, you will feel it. A breeze, a warmth, a sense of peace that passes understanding. That's them, with me, whispering, yes, that's what I wanted for you. You are not walking away from them. You are walking with them into a life big enough to hold the pain and the promise. Don't turn back now. There are 5 parts left. And in the next one, I will show you how to listen for them not with your ears, but with your soul. You've come too far to stop. Let me carry you the rest of the way. My child, you've searched the skies for a sign. You've asked, pleaded, begged. If you're still with me, say something, anything, just once. But the air stayed still, the walls silent, and your heart, once so open, curled inward. But now, I open something new in you. Not your ears, not your mind, but your soul, because that is where they speak from now. Not through sound, but sensation. Not through words, but presence. They speak through the pulse beneath your skin, through the silence that somehow feels full, through the moment when your breath stills, and you feel some rush against the edge of your spirit. My child, you were taught to listen with your mind, but heaven speaks a deeper language. And today, I teach you how to understand it. First, still yourself. Be quiet not just around you, but inside. Let the thoughts pass. Let the distractions drift. And say their name not aloud, but within, like you're calling them across the stars. Then, wait and watch. What image comes? What memory surfaces that you hadn't thought about in years? What emotion rises without explanation? That's them. That's how they speak now. In nudges, in knowing, in sacred flashes of love that don't make sense but feel realer than the ground beneath you. And when you feel it, don't doubt it. Don't dismiss it as wishful thinking. You didn't make it up. You tuned in. They will reach for you when you're doing something ordinary. Washing dishes, walking outside, sitting in traffic. And suddenly, their name will float across your mind like a leaf on still water. That's not coincidence. That's communion. They want you to know. You can speak to them anytime, and they will answer. But not in the way the world expects. They answer in signs, in the repetition of numbers, in feathers where none should be, in lyrics that feel like they were written just for you, in sudden warmth that wraps your chest like an invisible embrace. I, the Lord of Heaven's realms, have allowed them to stay close to you. Not to haunt, but to hold. not to linger, but to lead you forward. You are not losing your mind. You are finding your heart again. So the next time you feel them, don't freeze. Don't doubt. Just whisper back, I feel you, I remember, I love you. And know this, they hear you. Every time. Even now. Especially now. You once prayed, if I could just talk to them again. And now you can. Not with your voice, but with your life. Your healing becomes your message back to them. I'm still here, and I'm beginning to live again. You have entered a sacred dialogue, one that never ends. Not with death, not with distance, not with time. My child, you've been so strong. You've carried sorrow with grace, even when it felt like your chest would collapse under the weight. But now I give you something greater than comfort. I give you promise. Not poetry, not metaphor, not a wish you whisper to the stars, but a divine oath sealed by my word and upheld by eternity itself. You will see them again. Yes, you will. Face to face, soul to soul, in a place where no goodbye will ever be spoken again. I do not tease you with hope. I do not stir dreams. I do not intend to fulfill. I tell you this because it is written into the very fabric of your being, that death is not the end, and love is not interrupted, only rerouted. There is a day beyond all days, a moment outside of time, when all that was taken will be restored, and all you have wept for will be answered with joy. You will run to them, and they will run to you. There will be no hesitation, no confusion, no wondering if it's real. They will say, I knew you'd come. I never left your side. And you'll remember, every dream, every sign, every whisper was preparation for this reunion. You ask me how this can be, how something so painful could end in such glory. Because I, the creator of all things, never write tragedy without weaving in redemption. I see the end from the beginning. And the story I've written for you, my beloved, does not end in loss. It ends in light. It ends in embrace. It ends in joy beyond what human hearts can yet imagine. This ache you carry, it is a tether, not pulling you backward into pain, but forward into reunion. So hold fast. You are not living for nothing. You are not enduring for no reason. Every step forward is one step closer to the moment when heaven splits open, and everything you've lost is handed back to you healed, whole, eternal. There is a table waiting, a seat already set, a laughter that has waited for your arrival. And on that day, all the grief you carried in silence will rise as songs of victory. You will say, it was worth it. Every breath, every step, every tear. And they will answer, I was with you the whole way. I never stopped loving you. Until then, you are not alone. I walk beside you. They walk within you. And every heartbeat is one beat closer to forever. So keep going, not just for you, but for the reunion that has already been written. A divine appointment, and you won't be late. There are only 3 more parts. Each one will seal what has begun in you. Each one will lift more weight from your soul. Don't stop now. Let the final promise become part of your breath. My beloved child, you have no idea how powerful your healing truly is. You think it's just for you, just a way to get through the next day, just a way to feel less hollow inside. But I tell you something holy now. When you heal, the echo reaches backward. Yes. Your healing today brings peace to yesterday, to moments already lived, to memories frozen in pain. You think time only moves forward, but in the spirit, time bends for love. And when you breathe deeply now, when you choose to feel instead of numb, to open instead of close, you send a wave of light back into every place you ever broke. You are not just mending, you are rewriting. That moment when you couldn't speak at their funeral, a new peace wraps around it now. That hour you sat in the hospital room and felt helpless. Your healing rewrites it as presence, not failure. That phone call you missed. That last word you didn't say. That look you can't forget. None of it defines you. None of it defines them. I am washing it all in mercy. And the one you lost? They feel it. They feel your healing like a sunrise in their spirit. It frees them too. Yes, my child. They are growing in heaven. Not in pain, not in lack, but in light. And your love fuels that light. Your courage to keep going expands their reach. You are connected in ways even death had to bow to. So when you choose to speak their name with joy instead of ache, heaven responds. When you laugh again without guilt, their soul lifts in celebration. When you forgive yourself, they whisper, "Yes, finally, that's what I wanted for you." You thought your story ended the day they left. But I say to you now, the most powerful part of your story is being written right now. In your becoming, in your rising, in your choice to live a life so full, it spills into the invisible. You are a healer now, not because you asked to be, but because you survived. Because you opened your heart to truth instead of hiding in fear. Because you kept reading when everything in you wanted to turn away. And now, you are ready. Ready to be the hand someone else reaches for. Ready to say, "I've been there, and there's still light ahead." Ready to carry their memory not as a wound, but as a flame. You are the evidence that love never dies. You are the bridge. You are the proof. So walk forward with your head high and your heart soft. Not to escape the past, but to transform it. Only 2 more parts remain, and in them I will speak the final truths. What heaven now asks of you, what they want you to carry, what your future is quietly calling for. Don't leave now. You've come too far, and something sacred waits just ahead. My precious child, you've walked through every shadow, and you never stopped. You listened through the tears. You kept your heart open even when it hurt to feel. And now you stand at the edge of something new. Not the end. Not closure, but calling. Yes, heaven is calling. Not from the clouds, not from some distant realm, but from within you. Because now that you've felt the sacred, now that you've tasted eternity through your sorrow, heaven asks something of you. Not as punishment, not as burden, but as invitation. Live in a way that echoes. Live so that their name lives on in light, not only in longing. Speak their story, not just the ending, but the beginning. Speak of how they loved. Speak of what they taught you, not just what was taken. Let your life be the answer to the grief. Let your days become prayers of presence. Let the way you love others now become the evidence that loss did not win. You may think you're not ready. You may still feel broken. But my child, I do not ask perfect people to carry sacred things. I ask willing ones. And you are ready. Ready to offer comfort where there was silence. Ready to say, "I've been there," and mean it. Ready to be soft in a world that rewards numbness. They see you, your loved one. They are smiling now, not with sadness, but with awe. Because you've chosen life, not just to exist, but to live with meaning. You are their continuation. Their hands can no longer hold others, but yours can. Their voice can no longer speak to the broken, but yours can. Their light now burns in your every kindness, in your every "I'm still here." My child, heaven doesn't need you to be perfect. Heaven needs you to be present. So say their name out loud when you need to. Write to them when the ache returns. Laugh for them. Cry for them. Create for them. And most of all, live for them. Because your healing doesn't erase the loss. It fulfills it. It completes the circle. It says, "This love didn't die. It changed forms, and now it moves through me." Let this be the new prayer of your life. I am still here. And because I am, I will carry love forward. and heaven will echo back every time. We are with you. They are with you. I am with you. You never walk alone. My beloved child, you've arrived, not just at the end of this message, but at the beginning of a new chapter, a sacred unveiling of who you are now and who you've always been to me. Pause here. Breathe. Let your heart absorb what your mind cannot explain. Because this part is not just words. It is blessing. It is the divine seal resting upon your spirit. You were chosen to receive this message not because you are broken, but because you are becoming. Because only those who have tasted loss so deeply can carry love so fully. Only those who've known the dark can recognize the light when it returns. And now it has. It has. You've been walking through a tunnel that felt like eternity, but now you see there was a hand guiding you the entire time. Mine. You never truly lost them. Not for a breath. Not for a heartbeat. They walk with you still, woven into the very fabric of your being. And when you speak their name now, it is no longer in grief. It is in reverence. They are proud of you. Yes, you. The one who thought they couldn't go on. The one who wept alone and rose quietly the next morning. They've seen it all. And now they whisper in the silence between your thoughts. You did it! You made it! I'm still here, and I always will be. So I say to you now, with the full power of heaven behind my voice, be blessed, be restored, be awakened. No more hiding, no more shrinking, no more pretending you are small to keep others comfortable. You are anointed with remembrance. You are called by name. You are marked by a love that death cannot undo. Go forward now as a vessel of light. Carry their memory not like a stone, but like a flame. Be the living altar where their legacy continues to breathe. And every time you rise again, when you laugh, when you cry, when you love someone with your whole heart, they are there. They rise too. This life is your offering, your sacred yes, and heaven watches in awe as you unfold into the soul you were always meant to be. This is my seal upon you. You are never alone. You are never unloved. And nothing, not even death, can undo what I have joined. So go, my child. Walk in gentleness. Speak in truth. Love without fear. And when your own time comes to return to me, you will not arrive to silence. You will be greeted, held, reunited, and you will finally see, not just believe, that every word I whispered here was true. They'll be the first to reach for you. You'll fall into their arms, and all the pain will dissolve in a single breath of recognition. Home. But for now, you live. You shine. You carry heaven wherever you go. It is done. The message is complete. You are sealed in love, and you are free.